Aloha family, Spencer-Mack here. Wanted to just hit the real deal with you guys this morning. Had a bit of a bender of sorts this weekend, indulged in some of my favorite things, and woke up this morning just feeling how heavy life can be. And it's funny how when you're doing good for so long, you forget completely about pain and depression and sadness. And it was a great reminder about how well this lifestyle has been working out for me recently. Because you almost forget, like when you heal yourself, you forget all about the pain. You really do forget almost completely about that experience. And that's why we have the tendency to, I think, bounce back to old habits. And luckily, the more clear we get, the more sensitive we get, the less of that pain we need to be like, oh, don't go in that direction. So I really wanted to take that opportunity while it's fresh in my mind to speak about depression, anxiety, and the addiction that feeds. Because basically all addictions are the reaction to not wanting to feel the pain of depression and anxiety. And the problem with that is when you numb these feelings, you don't fix them, and they just fester and brew, and they come back. And it's almost as if life is, with pain, trying to nudge you, to tell you, hey, you're going a little off course. That's not really completely true to who you are. And if you don't listen, and if you cover up that pain and ignore it, life's going to come back and push you instead of poke you. And then come back and hit you instead of push you. And it will get more and more intense until you hear it loud and clear. And honestly, as far as I can tell, pain is the great catalyst of change. That has been one of the most momentous experiences in my life, are the experiences that are painful. And just because it's painful doesn't mean we have to suffer. It's important to make a clear distinction between the two things, because suffering is when you view pain from a victim's point of view. When you see it as like, this is what life is doing to me. I'm being subject to something that I have nothing to do with. But when you can take the point of view that life is benevolent, life is honestly trying to help you out, that this is you experiencing yourself, you can view the pain as a lesson, as an experience that is nudging you in a beneficial direction. Now, when you cover that up with drugs and substances, then it's just going to get worse. It's important to make ourselves sensitive, to make ourselves clear channels, to make ourselves more present so that we can feel these little bits of pain, these little pokes from life, so we can respond to them before they become big problems. One way I've heard it put is to see the sparks before there's fire. So when it comes to pain, depression, anxiety, don't feed it with addictions, with drugs, with painkillers. There are three main things that I know that can help us to process and get out of this situation, and none of them get you around feeling it. Ultimately, they are all about feeling life's experience. The more consistently you do them, the less discomfort you have to feel. So, one is fasting. That's why I love intermittent fasting so much, because it's not something you do temporarily and then go back to your lifestyle. It's a daily thing. So on the daily, you're giving yourself a chance to process and digest these emotions and feelings that life gives you. Highly recommend intermittent fasting. Number two is meditation. Is developing the skill of really connecting with how you're feeling in the moment, to make sure that you aren't avoiding things, avoiding the little nuances and little messages that life is giving you. To be very aware of how you feel and that you're not bearing it through your actions. Be very aware of why you're taking the actions you are taking. Why are you eating? Why are you ingesting that substance? Number 3 is exercise. I don't think it's any coincidence that exercise is so closely spelled with the word exorcism. Exercise is how we get our demons out. It's how we express and circulate and digest things. So exercise, get things moving. A lot of pain and disease is caused by stagnation. If you don't like where you are and how you're feeling, move, change it. So those are the 3 most valuable tools that I would like to offer to share with you guys as to how to deal with life when you feel stagnant, when you feel depressed, when life feels heavy. And be patient with yourselves. It doesn't happen quickly. That's why we're so addicted to these quick instant drugs and these hits of whatever it is we're addicted to, because it can relieve the pain quickly, but it always comes back. If you're interested in real long-term relief, initiate these 3 practices in your life and be patient. It'll take 2 or 3 days at least, but you'll start to see, oh wow, I feel a lot better. And then it becomes more and more obvious the more sensitive you get what things are not supporting your happiness, your enjoyment of life. So, help your body get clean, clear, be patient with yourself, and God bless you. Much love and aloha.